Hello, my name is Christina Burgos, and I interviewed Youth Services Director Lisa Eccles, and this is my leadership presentation. Miss Lisa Eccles was born Valentine's Day, 1978, in Georgia. Her mother was a flight attendant for Delta, and her father was an entrepreneur and owned a few small businesses.
I was a super nerdy kid, huge glasses, unfortunate dental appliance called a Frankel that kept me from talking in second and third grade. Books were my escape as a kid. They kept me from being too lonely.
She had a friend in grade school who moved away when they were 10. Coincidentally, they both went on to pursue a life in librarianship, and they're both children's librarians.
I had some awesome adults in my life growing up who taught me how to treat teenagers and made me realize what a difference caring, encouraging adults can make in a teen's life. Working with the awesome director of the Gainesville Children's Theater. I had an amazing debate coach and social studies teacher in high school, and my first boss, Lee Payne, when I was a lifeguard at the country club here. All of the ways that they treated me factored into how I am with the children and teens at my libraries.
Eccles attended Oglethorpe University, pursuing a communication degree, and then finished her Bachelor of Arts in journalism at the University of Georgia. After college, she worked for a local radio station on the radio and writing and editing the area guide magazine. After a brush-in with a Me Too experience, she left the job. Shortly after, her computer was broken, and she unexpectedly found herself in a library thinking this would be a cool place to work. She started as a children's library assistant during summer reading. In the fall, she dressed as a pumpkin for a Halloween story time and had an aha moment that she wanted to make librarianship her career. So, she started applying to library schools. Eccles graduated from University of South Carolina in 2005 with her Master of Library Science degree, with a focus on children and youth services in a public library setting. 2 years prior to graduation, she was the first YA librarian for the Twin Lakes Library System, and 3 years after graduating, was the lead collection development librarian at Brno University. She started her first supervisor position at Forsyth County Public Libraries, where she was a youth services supervisor for 6 years before receiving her current position with the Hall County Library System as their youth services director. Eccles aligns with authentic theory and participative theory. Authentic theory because she is true to oneself and gives to constituents as much as she gets from constituents, mutual relationships. And participative theory because she encourages participation and contributions from group members and help group members to feel relevant and committed to the decision-making process. Eccles believes her staff to be teammates rather than subservient to her management. Eccles was shown the textbook definitions of leadership style and then most identified with 4 styles. Transformational, because Eccles said,
I have some big ideas, and I want to move our Hall County Library systems forward, and I hold myself and my staff to very high expectations.
Eccles also believes charm goes a long way, and she strives to make people feel comfortable and happy, especially in uncomfortable meetings, so she identifies also with charismatic. Coaching style, because she said,
It's one thing to train and another to mentor, to really help staff feel comfortable with new ideas and tasks. I like to do a lot of coaching early on so staff feel comfortable later to really spread their wings and fly on their own.
And although she tends to be more dominant, she said she sometimes needs to have a more servant style when appropriate. Her followers are the youth services staff among all 5 Hall County branches. However,
I hesitate to call my staff followers. I encourage a collegial environment, and I value their expertise and experience as we make decisions together for the system.
with training and mentoring support, new hires can transform into followers.
A strong work ethic, good judgment, and honesty are things I look for in my staff. Creativity is also huge for me.
Environments are key to leadership, as leadership works with the 3 factors: leaders, followers, and environments. The Hall County library system is not as affluent as one of its neighboring counties, according to Eccles. She said they receive $14 per capita to spend on library services, whereas a neighbor county receives something around $34 per capita. The book budget is large, but their programming budget can be challenging. They oftentimes look for grants to supplement the budget. The director reports to and is governed by the Hall County Library System Library Board.
In library school, I had an incredible professor named Dr. Feehan who mentioned that teen services in libraries, the teens were often treated as the redheaded stepchildren in the library world, and I vowed the teenagers in my libraries would never have that experience. When I was in Forsyth County, creating the Teen Advisory Board at the Post Road Library is something that I'm proudest of. TAB gave any teens in grades 6 through 12 a chance to develop their leadership skills and impact their community. I think that working with those teenagers who have so much to bring, not just to the library, but to the world, it was such a mutually beneficial relationship. And we had 60 teens that would come to our TAB meetings throughout the year, and then another 30 that would come on for a special summer volunteer program. I was always very proud of that teen involvement that we had at my library. COVID was rough on libraries. We were lucky that we didn't have to lose any staff in the middle of all of that. Something I'm also very proud of was bringing the summer reading program basically back from the dead. Last year we had only 500 people around our entire county participate. I think they had a lot of other things on their mind. So bringing the in-house program back and our outreach summer reading that we do for organizations like the Boys and Girls Club in our community, that's something that I've been very proud of this summer as well. I think librarianship is definitely a field where you have to pay your dues in order to work your way up.
Directorship was not the goal. She said she wanted to stay doing story times, but when the opportunity presented itself, she went for it.
My heart is in youth services, but when I was a collection development librarian for Brenau University, it gave me the opportunity to learn a lot of really valuable librarian skills that I hadn't used before, from statistics, some deep statistics, to teaching as a professor. As a younger and passionate librarian, I think I had some issues with authority when I first started out. As a follower, I would say one of my greatest challenges was having the ability to just toe the line, especially if I felt an organization wasn't making decisions with the best intentions for its patrons or its staff. I think something I've learned over the years was to hone my diplomacy skills and patience when working with upper administration.
Eccles' leadership styles helped pave the way to youth service successes at the Hall County Library System. I chose her because I saw her in action before she became a director. I was working as a collection support aide while she was the youth services supervisor. And she encouraged me to apply for the library positions when they opened because she always said she saw so much potential in me. I stayed connected with her after she left for her directorship, and now I see her as a great role model, and if I were working under her, a fantastic mentor to nurture my librarianship skills and help me blossom into the best librarian I can be. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my final presentation for Leadership in Library and Information Centers.